Hi sis, it's been a minute. I'm sorry. I don't have a great excuse for that. I'm not out here with like a job that's like taking me around to like locales and whatnot. But I'm back, I'm here. Let's do the darn thing, why don't we? No need for an intro beyond that. You already saw the title. I'm putting the bangles on, getting ready to get real animated. It's time for an anti-haul. Put your seatbelts on, it's the law. It's summer, releases are happening. Everyone's trying to get the palette of the summer out. So this is a very palette heavy anti-haul. So we're gonna start with a lip gloss. You may know that my #1 cosmetic kryptonite is lip gloss. I love being shiny. Obviously. And Anastasia Beverly Hills has a lip gloss formula that I'm a big fan of. And then I happened to be scrolling through Trend Move the other day and I saw a post about lip glosses from Anastasia Beverly Hills and I was like, what, pray tell, is this release, Ms. Mood? When I first saw these glosses, I was looking at them like, literally thought that like my computer had like glitched and just displayed the same picture 4 times. These are translucent lip glosses with a shot of glitter in them. Watching the progression of this post was really funny because it was put up, everyone in the comments was roasting the fact that these 5 lip glosses are completely identical. And then Trend Mood, I think, addended the caption and they were like, they're not created to deposit pigment, they're created to be sparkly. And I was like, listen, just let us have our petty little fun. We're all poor, okay? Honestly, I'm of the opinion that $14, which is I think the price of all Anastasia lip glosses, is too much to pay for something this not noticeable. And a lot of more inexpensive brands have done the whole super sheer lip gloss with glitter in it thing. So I really don't think if that's what you're looking for, you need to go high end for that, unless you are a stan for ABH's lip glosses. But I just thought this was too funny not to include. The captions on here are hilarious. I wish they would test lip products in people that don't have $3,000 worth of lip injections. Points were made. Next up, I've never talked about Laura Lee Los Angeles on my channel. I'm not planning on buying the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette because it looks like it's gonna be 50 Shades of Beige on me. Concealer. I love it. Her brand has never interested me too much, except for now. Recently, like this week recently, Laura Lee of Laura Lee Los Angeles announced 2 palettes priced at $19 each, both 6 pans. One is called Boss Babe and the other is called Party Animal. And Boss Babe is, well, it certainly was released, wasn't it? This neon palette though, interest peaked. I'm not gonna buy it. It definitely caught my interest and that's a good thing. I would love to see more of this from influencer brands, definitely. It's very interesting, very fascinating. Big fan of it. Talking about influencer brands, let me get this out of the way because I know every influencer is gonna be talking about it in the coming weeks. Kind of goes without saying, but I'm not getting anything from the Kylie Cosmetics summer release. Specifically not this absolute snooze fest of a palette. Listen, at this point, if you don't have a collection of neutral browns and oranges, you probably don't want one. Also, let me just go on a quick tangent here. This is something I've seen talked about a lot, mostly on Twitter, which is where I get all of my news and human interaction. And it's bothered me. Kylie Jenner of Kylie Cosmetics is almost a billionaire. She's about $100 million short of being a billionaire, and when she hits it, she will be either like the youngest billionaire or the youngest female billionaire or some other sort of milestone that means absolutely nothing because Flint still doesn't have clean water. What? And a lot of people are saying things along the lines of,
wow, I'm so proud of Kylie. She's a self-made female young billionaire.
Let me move my bang so I can read that again. Self-made? Do y'all see this? I would love for you to tell me what you think self-made means, because I think you and I have different definitions of what self-made means. Being born into a family of millionaires is not my definition of self-made. Even at the beginning of things, Kylie Jenner still had massive privilege to be able to wander into ColourPop's factories and offices and be like, yeah, I want to build my brand from this. Like, I can't wander into Kendo's offices in Paris and be like, oh, That's on Marc Jacobs and Fenty. Okay, great. I want 7 of those. I want 15 of those. Let's find actual worthwhile things to praise. There's an idea. Says, how about we focus less on creating more billionaires in the world? Because I really don't think that's done us well, like as a society. We live in a society. We live in a society. Okay. Moving the frick on. This is a more general thing. I've seen a couple re-releases of super hyped up palettes from brands, like the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Reloaded palette. And recently I saw that Morphe is re-releasing the 39A Dare to Dream palette that was kind of the palette at the forefront of their rebrand in the fall. And I think that these are traps designed to suck as much money out of us as possible. Guess what? Udders are closed down, okay? No sucking for these that was awful. If you missed out on it, now you might be even more keen to buy it. And it's just like, listen, think about it the way that I think about it. I actually like the 39A palette from Morphe, and I considered buying it in like a vague way last fall and then just kind of let it slip by and never did. And even now when I saw that it was being re-released, like I still was somewhat tempted. I was still like, oh, well maybe, you know, now that I'm able to again, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I just typed in code Thomas for 10% off and bought it or whatever. Because 10% is so helpful. Thanks, Morphe. I'm not above being tempted by these things. I'm not so woke that I don't fall asleep sometimes. But then I thought, like, in the, 6 or 7 months that it's been unavailable, there was no time that I was sitting at my desk doing my makeup and just like threw down my brushes in frustration and like fell to my knees and looked skyward at the heavens and was like, why didn't I buy the Morphe 39A Dare to Dream palette when I had the chance? Zeus, why have you forsaken me? Like that just didn't happen, sis. If you didn't get it the first time and you've never in that meantime been like, oh, I really wish I had this, let it go. All right, next up. I don't even know what this is gonna be yet. This is a new 5 pan from Natasha Denona. Natasha Denona, she better don't. I don't even care what this looks like. I'm not buying it, okay? I'm done with this brand. I'm done entertaining the idea that I ever need to spend this much money on makeup, and I'm done entertaining this brand that is so financially inaccessible for so many of my viewers and people who aren't my viewers but are in like similar boats as my viewers, and also me and myself and my checking account. It's just a waste of my time. Like, I'm not gonna buy a Natasha Denona palette. I don't think anybody needs to, and we're just gonna cap it at that and beep beep, keep it going. When it's released, I'm gonna be like that Squidward meme that's like, do y'all hear something? On the other end, price-wise, I'm not buying any of these new larger $20 or so palettes that Milani's been releasing over the past couple of months. These have flown very under the radar recently. These are super neutral, my guy. And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't like the quickness with which some like beauty community YouTube people will trash neutral palettes as a concept. Okay? Neutral palettes are very accessible. They are great for beginners. They're good for makeup artists. They're good for people who just don't like a bunch of colors. They're what sell. They're what the people want. Supply and demand, cornerstone of economics. I like understand that. But specifically with regards to Milani, y'all got that stuff. I know you have those jewel tones. You know why I know you have jewel tones, Milani? Because I bought the Vital Brights palette, and that blue and green were amazing. That purple was aight, but that blue and green were amazing, sis. I don't know if you took all of your blues and greens and turquoises and deep berries and purples and marrons or whatever and like put them in a trash bag and like locked them in a storage closet for safekeeping, and then Jenny the intern was like so stressed out about finals that she like lost the key or something. I don't know, okay? But what I need you to do is hire a locksmith and put them out there because you're holding out on me and I don't appreciate it, Milani. Let's go on a little positive tangent here. I'm not going to buy any of the 4.
I've seen the film now twice.
How did I pass high school? I am not planning on buying any of the 4 Ace Beauté palettes that were just released, but I think they're very cool and I like them as a concept a lot. And this purple palette, beautiful. This purple palette is what I like on the low wish the ABH Norvina palette looked like. Speaking of which, I'm not gonna buy the ABH Norvina palette, but I'm also not going to be roasting the ABH Norvina palette because I don't think that's necessary. It's cute. She's 7. We'd probably go on 3 dates and then ghost each other. We would definitely, at the very least, mutually swipe right and have a brief but endearing text flirtation ship. But I wouldn't buy that, Cal. It's just too neutral for me. The purples, while pretty, are just not enough and not deep enough for me. Although this like little periwinkle minute, like Mamma Mia, that's a spicy meatball. I love it. Next up, another palette I want to mention. BH Cosmetics is dropping a new palette, and if you know me, I love BH Cosmetics palettes. I have a lot of them. This one is called the Desert Oasis palette, and it's fine or whatever. A lot of shimmers. It's cute though. This little like upside down L shape here, that's like the blue brown, the 2 blues, that like maroon and that matte orange. That's the one I like. Everything else I'm just like, okay. I don't have strong feelings about it, but I know I'm not gonna buy it. All right, next up, we're gonna talk about a palette that makes me sad. Violet Voss is a brand that I have heard about because of Instagram for years. Ride or Die palette, Taupe Notch palette, Nicole Concilio palette. 4th example. Violet Voss has been out here for a while, and I've never been super fascinated by anything that they've really released, but then a couple weeks ago, Violet Voss hopped on Instagram and released a banger Flamingo palette, accompanied with the Glamingo face palette, which is really up there as dumbest makeup product name I've ever seen in my life. That's phenomenal. I saw this palette and it was instantly like heart eyes. I thought it was so cool. I was looking at this part that has like the blue and orange and yellow, and I was like, this is going to be mine. This is so cool. And I knew the minute I looked at it, even when I was having all those positive thoughts, I was like, those blue and yellow oceanfront lemonade are going to be dust on my skin. And then I saw a video show up on my recommended from a YouTuber called Too Much Mouth. She is also black, like me, and reviewed the Flamingo palette, and I watched that video. Ooh, child, the dust. It was nothing. She was using the blue. It was so bad. I was like, this, I know, this clinched it. I can't in good conscience buy this for myself because I know that it would disappoint me. Because even though I like the shades, and I'm sure that their shimmers would be totally fine on me, maybe, I couldn't own this palette and have the shades I was the most excited about be terrible on me. It would just break my little heart, you know? I didn't want to do that to myself. So I am formally anti-hauling the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. What up? It's your boy, Editing Nisa. By the way, while I was looking through Violet Voss's Instagram to find a picture of this palette to use, I found this like really weird, like annoying meme they posted, and it's like, oh yeah, I love shopping at makeup brands that perpetuate this whole like makeup elitism pitting women against each other. That's just like super fun and refreshing. So yeah, that didn't exactly ingratiate the brand with me, but maybe I'm just being a social justice warrior about it. Who knows? Let me check my saved on its. Okay, how is that literally necessary? So that was my 4th anti-haul. I hope that you were able to tolerate this video. Share with me your opinions on these products. Are you anti-hauling any of these things? Are you buying any of these things? Do you want to physically fight me and need me to DM you my address? Let me know. Before you leave, I need you to do a quick favor for me. If you could go ahead and have an amazing day, that would be absolutely glorious. And please consider scribbly scrabbling to my channel. Thanks again for watching. Bye.